The Duke of Sussex was in the UK for 4 days last week when he undertook several engagements with causes very close to his heart. He said, "I have always loved the UK and that he'd like to spend more time here and bring his young children over from America." Harry, as I'm sure you know, lives with his wife Meghan in California, and his children haven't seen their grandfather, the King, since 2022. So would you like to see Prince Harry in the UK much more often? Do you think it's exactly what the royal family needs, or do you think it's always a giant distraction? I'm going to start with you, Dom, because it's your first time here. What do you think?
Well, I got the audiobook of Spare and I listened to it. It's very, very interesting. And I'm a massive Prince Harry fan. However, I think if he wants to come back to the UK, I think he's nuttier than a squirrel's poo.
Why?
Because I don't think what he's done, he's escaped that establishment, and we've all seen what that's done to him. It's destroyed his mother, it's destroyed his life, it's almost destroyed his relationship with his wife. And I think he was really brave to get out of Dodge, go and make a new life for himself, and have probably a much better, much happier life than what he's going to have being back in the establishment.
And wow, do I have some tea to spill for you today? The UK media's desperation to get Prince Harry back is reaching absolutely ridiculous levels, and honestly, it's getting embarrassing to watch. They're acting like lovesick teenagers, begging their ex to come back. But here's the thing, Harry has moved on, and he's thriving without them. So here's what happened. Prince Harry gave an interview to The Guardian recently, and he mentioned, quite casually, mind you, that he'd like to spend more time in the UK. That's it. That's literally all he said. But oh my goodness, you would think he announced he's moving back to Buckingham Palace permanently the way the British media reacted. Let me be crystal clear about something. When Harry said he wants to spend more time in the UK, he obviously meant visiting more often, maybe to see his father, King Charles, or handle some business. He did not say he's packing up his California mansion and moving back to deal with the royal family's dysfunction full-time. And you know what's hilarious? When journalists have directly asked Harry in the past if he'd ever consider returning as a working royal or living in the UK permanently, his answer was immediate and definitive: no, not happening, never. But does the UK media listen? Of course not. They heard what they wanted to hear and ran with it like it was the story of the century. Now let's talk about what really triggered this media frenzy. Last week, Prince Harry spent 4 days in the UK, and let me tell you, those 4 days reminded everyone exactly what they've been missing. While he was there, Harry was his authentic, charismatic self, something that's become increasingly rare among the remaining royals. He connected with people, made headlines for all the right reasons, and showed everyone what genuine royal engagement looks like. The contrast between Harry's natural warmth and the stiff, scripted performances we usually see was stark, and suddenly the same media outlets that have spent years trashing Harry and Meghan were writing pieces about how William and Kate should emulate Prince Harry. Can you believe the audacity? They spent years trying to tear this man down, and now they're admitting he's the gold standard. I have to give props to someone named Dom from Vanessa Feltz's show, because they absolutely nailed it, Dom said, and I'm paraphrasing here. Harry escaped an establishment that destroyed his mother and nearly destroyed his life. He was brave enough to build a new, happier life for himself. What he has now in California is 1 billion times better than anything he could have in the UK. And you know what? Dom is absolutely right. Let's think about this logically for a second. What exactly does the UK have to offer Harry that's better than his current life? Here's the elephant in the room that no one wants to talk about, Prince William. As long as William is still playing this petty, one-sided competition with his brother, Harry can never have peace in the UK. William has shown time and time again that he's willing to throw Harry and Meghan to the wolves whenever it benefits him. The jealousy, the backstabbing, the leaked stories, it's all still there. William hasn't changed, and frankly, I don't think he ever will. So even if Harry wanted to return, which he doesn't, he'd be walking back into the same toxic environment that nearly destroyed his mental health in the first place. Why would anyone choose that over the peaceful, fulfilling life he's built in California? Let's contrast that with Harry's current situation. He's got a beautiful family with Meghan and their children. They're living their truth, pursuing meaningful work through their Archewell Foundation, and most importantly, they're happy. Genuinely, authentically happy. We've seen glimpses of their life in California, and it looks incredible. Harry is being the father he wants to be, the husband he wants to be, and he's doing humanitarian work that actually makes a difference without having to deal with palace politics and media manipulation. Why on earth would he trade that paradise for the circus he left behind? Even Jeremy Vine jumped on this bandwagon, asking his audience, "Would you like to see Prince Harry back in Britain?" He posed it as if it's some democratic decision that Harry has to abide by. But here's the thing, and this is crucial, it doesn't matter what the British public wants. This is Harry's life, his choice, his decision. He doesn't owe anyone anything. And you know what was beautiful about the responses? Most people were actually telling the media to give it up. One commenter perfectly summed it up. "Give it up, it's been over 5 years, it's over. As Brits, we're stuck with boring, lazy royals who do very little to justify their taxpayer-funded lifestyle." Boom! Truth bomb right there. Another person called out the hypocrisy perfectly. First it was, "You can't be half in, half out, just leave." Now he's happy and doing well and you want him back to prop up the rest. Guess what? It's his decision, not yours. Here's something that really gets under my skin. One commenter mentioned that Harry left seeking reform within the royal family, particularly addressing racism backed by studies. But instead of acknowledging this legitimate concern, the media and royal supporters just ignore it or dismiss it as conspiracy theories. Harry and Meghan were rising stars, with Queen Elizabeth supporting their role in strengthening the Commonwealth. They had everything going for them until the racism and jealousy kicked in. Now, they're not just rising stars, they're the stars. Every time they appear anywhere, global headlines follow. They've become the global prince and princess, whether the British establishment likes it or not. Speaking of justice, let's talk about some delicious karma. The Daily Mail, you know, that publication that's made a career out of spreading conspiracies and hate about Harry and Meghan, just got hit with some major financial losses. According to Press Gazette, Apple has repeatedly blocked the Daily Mail from joining Apple News in the UK, and they've lost tens of millions in revenue due to Apple's ad privacy changes. Apple reportedly cited concerns about the Daily Mail's volume of content potentially overwhelming their ecosystem, and they didn't want to take shares away from existing partners. Now, I'm not usually one to celebrate someone else's misfortune, but when it comes to the Daily Mail, after everything they've done to Harry and Meghan, after all the lies, conspiracies, and hate they've spread, seeing them face these financial consequences feels like cosmic justice. Here's what's really happening. The UK media has realized what they've lost. They've seen what happens when you have a royal who actually connects with people, who does meaningful work, who brings positive attention and genuine engagement. They're looking at their remaining royals, who, let's be honest, often seem to be going through the motions, and they're realizing they backed the wrong horse. They chose to support the establishment over authenticity, and now they're paying the price with declining interest and engagement. But here's the thing they don't seem to understand. You can't have it both ways. You can't spend years tearing someone down and then expect them to come back and save you when you realize you made a mistake. Harry has moved on. He's built something beautiful and meaningful with his life. He's found peace, happiness, and purpose. Why would he give that up to return to a system that never truly valued him? Instead of asking, should Harry come back? Maybe the UK media should be asking, what can we learn from Harry's success? How did he manage to build such a strong, positive brand after leaving the royal family? How did he and Meghan create such genuine connections with people around the world? Maybe, just maybe, the answer isn't bringing Harry back. Maybe it's about the remaining royals learning from his example and actually doing the work to earn public respect and affection. But let's be real, that would require admitting they were wrong about Harry in the first place, and I don't think their egos can handle that. So there you have it, folks. The UK media's desperate campaign to get Prince Harry back is nothing more than wishful thinking from people who realise they made a massive mistake. But Harry's not coming back, and honestly, that's the best thing for him. He's living his best life in California, being an amazing father and husband, doing meaningful work, and showing the world what authentic royalty looks like. Why would he give that up to return to a system that never truly appreciated him? What do you think? Are you team Harry should stay in California? Or do you think there's any chance he might return to the UK? Let me know in the comments below. I love hearing your thoughts on these royal drama situations. And hey, if you enjoyed this deep dive into royalty, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss when I spill the latest royal drama. Your support means everything to me, and if you're feeling extra generous, consider leaving a super thanks. It really helps me continue bringing you this content. I've got so much more royal content coming your way, including some exclusive insights into what Meghan and Harry are really up to in California, so you won't want to miss it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we'll dive even deeper into this royal rabbit hole. Until then, keep questioning everything the mainstream media tells you, because there's always more to the story.